Graad 8, grade 8, we are busy with fractions. Now we are dividing fractions. So there's rules for timing and division, there's rules for plus and minus. Die reël vir deel is, maak hom 'n maal. And what's after the division becomes 3/8. That's the rule. The 4/9 at the front stays what it is, maar het word deel word 'n maal en jy draai daai ding om. Dis dit. En dan deel jy nie meer nie, nou maal jy. Now there's not division anymore, so the rule for multiplication is you time the top, you time the bottom, if you want. So it's 12/72, which can simplify, en jy kan dit makliker gemaak het as jy van die begin af gesê het, maar 3 gaan in 1 keer en 3 gaan in 3 keer. 4 gaan homself in 1 keer, 4 goes into 8. Oh, not 4 times, 2 times. So that you are left with 1 times 1 is 1 over 3 times 2 is 6. Now, 12/72 is also 1 over 6. Kan jy nog steeds met jou sakrekenaar werk? Absoluut. You can put this in your calculator and say divide by another fraction, blocky, and it gives you 1 over 6 and you know that you are right. As daar 'n gemengde getal is, if there's a mixed number, you say 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3/2. Remember, this 2 doesn't change. Daai 2 bly 'n 2. 1 maal 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Gedeel deur kan ek dan sommer in the same step. You can change division into multiplication of what? 1 over 2 becomes 2/1. En nou kan jy gaan sê, dis 6 op 2 wat 3 is, of eers uitkanselleer en dan sê die antwoord is net 3. So you could first say 3 times 2 is 6 divided by 2 at the bottom, which is 3. Or if you cancel out and now time the top, because remember there's 1 left. 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 1, so it's 3/1, which you don't have to. Right, check it on the calculator, push it into the calculator with the A, B, C thingy, the blocky, divided by blocky, answer is 3. And if you just do that, you've got 1 out of possible 3. Right. Right, nommer 7. Dis nou 2 gemengde getalle, so jy moet gaan sê 1 maal 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Maar 3 bly 3. You must say 1 times 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4 at the top, but 3 says 3 at the bottom. Dan gaan ek nog nie sê maal nie. Before I do that, let's first get this straight. So keep it as a division and write 1 times 3 is 3 plus 2 is 5/3. If you do it in one step, it's not wrong, but you are risking. Want dan moet jy ook skryf dit as maal met 3 op 5. As jy dit kan regkry om direk van die eerste stap af na hierdie stap toe te gaan, is dit nie verkeerd nie, maar jy is gevaarlik, wees met gevaarlike goed. Skryf hom eers as 'n onreg te breek sodat jy kan flip. Deel word maal en hy word geflip met sy resiprook, sy omgekeerde. So it becomes division of a fraction is the multiplication of the inverse or the reciprocal or swap it around. En nou kan ek mos weer uitkanselleer as ek kan. I cancel out and the answer is 4/5. If you wanted to say 12 is 4 times 3 at the top and 3 times 5 at the bottom is 15. 12/15 is still 4/5. Calculator. Blocky, divided by blocky equals, answer 4/5 en jy het 1 ten minste uit 4 of 5 punte. So maak seker jy gebruik jou sakrekenaar. Weer 'n keer, so now it's getting routine. So it's 12 times 4 is 48, plus 1 is 49. Op 4, remember it's not 12 times 4 as well at the bottom. Then division becomes times, but not now. First write it as 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7/2. 3 maal 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Nou gaan hy verander na 'n maal toe. Hierdie bly wat hy was, maar die ding wat gedeel is, word maal met die omgekeerde 2 op 7. So I've got 7 goes into 49 7 times, 2 goes into 4 2 times. Daar bly ons nog enetjies oor net, so bo is 7 maal 1 is 7, and at the bottom is 2 times 1 is 2, which is 3.5, 3,5, but leave it like that, it's acceptable. Nog steeds deling en maal, so what is there to do in the sum? Times and divide, this is division. Al wat jy met deling doen is jy maak 'n maal. All you do with division is you make it a multiplication, and then you multiply the top, multiply the bottom. That's the rule for multiplication. And division becomes multiplication. Goed, so as dit is, wat is die reël? So this is a unit. Hierdie 2/3 is 'n eenheid wat bly net hier staan. That's got nothing to do with it. But the divide by fraction becomes times by fraction swapped around. That's one piece. Here we come to the next bit of the question. Again, dividing becomes times and we swap around 5/4. So dit word maal, swap, maal, swap. You didn't net or not. So if this was +1, it would stay +1. It's got nothing to do with this multiplication. Only the one fraction next to it swaps. And as I know so staan, you can now do the first two first, get the answer, then time it with the last one. First do these to get the answer, time it with that one. That's a long way, but it's an alternative. As jy kan uitkanselleer, dan doen jy dit. Can I cancel out? Yes. Can I cancel out this 2 into that 4? Yes. Want alles bo word gemaal en alles onder word gemaal. Even if there are 10 fractions, all 10 top ones, all 10 bottom ones, numerators, denominators are timed with each other. So as jy wil, kan jy so ver oor mekaar, but it has to be multiplication. That's very important. You cannot cancel out over a plus and a minus. So 2 gaan in 4 in 2 keer. The 5s can cancel out 1 each. Put the 1 there if you're going to get confused. And 3 goes into 9 3 times. So what's where you saw? That's actually a 1. 1 maal 3 maal 1 is 3. 1 maal 1 maal 2 is 2. Check it on the calculator. Your calculator knows what to do. Check it. It's very clever. Not those little small ones that some of your parents or grannies will use just to add up when they get into Pick and Pay. It has to be a scientific calculator because they know order of operations. Otherwise, they're going to get it wrong. So you've got to say fraction, blocky, blocky, divide by blocky, blocky, divide by blocky, blocky. Calculator will give you this answer, which is 1.5 or 1.5, but you can leave it that way. Right, we're getting somewhere. Division again, but first things first. So that division I'm going to keep and keep. Well, that one I can already change if I want to. But this I cannot do because I first have to do improper fractions. Jy moet eers van die gemengde breek af na 'n onegte breek toe gaan. Wat beteken 1 maal 4 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. So do not do that in one step. If you really wanted to change this already to times 3/2, you could. As jy hom wou hou, deel deur 2 op 3 is it fine. So now, next step, I have to change this. You cannot first time this. BODMAS, it's all about these I want to speak about now, brackets off, but division comes before multiplication. So you have to do this first. Sort it out, make it multiplication, dan kan jy aangaan. So, haak maar Willem van der Merwe aan oor, ja, okay, hakies, magte, wortels, ek is nou nie lonsies nie seker nie, maar dis deel maal, aftrek en optel. Ek kan nie lekker onthou wat in die laerskool se rympie wat julle geleer het nie. Haak van der Merwe aan oor, ja. Haak van der Merwe aan oor. Yes, that's the Afrikaans one. I can't remember the primary school one anymore. Maar dis deel voor maal. Dan aftrek en optel. Deel voor maal. So jy moet eers hierdie doen. So you cannot first multiply this, then divide. Baie belangrik. And if all else fails, check it from the start. So jy moet eers hier gaan 'n maal maak. So please, that was a catch to the sum. If you did that, it's wrong. It's not going to get the same answer. So this becomes multiplication of swap 2 op 9, maar daai bly dan nou 3 op 2. You only swap the one fraction directly that has been divided into a timing. Good, and now kan ek uitkanselleer. The 2's cancel out nicely. 3 goes into 9 3 times, and that's it. Nothing else. So it's 5 times 1 is 5, and 4 times 3 is 12 times 1 stays 12. How will you know that you are right? Do it from the start. Blocky, 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 divide by blocky, blocky, blocky. You with me? On the calculator, you've got that blocky, blocky thing. Divide by that same thing, divide by, then this one is just the one with the 2 blockies. So it's no use you having the Ferrari in the garage and you don't know how to use it. Know how to use those wonderful calculators of yours to get to the answers. Aha! And I caught some people out. This is not multiplication. So all of a sudden we're back into thinking, what is the rules for plus and minus of fractions? As jy ewe skielik weer twee breuke moet bymekaar tel, wat's die reël? KGV, LCM, LCD. Some people, I can't really get the lowest common multiple of the denominators, lowest common denominator, LCM, LCD, you know what I'm talking about. So the LCM is then 6. What did you time with 2 to get to 6? 3. What do you time with the 1? Also 3. So it gives you a 3. Waarmee het jy 3 gemaal om by 6 uit te kom? Jy het gemaal met 2. Dan moet jy bo ook maal met 'n 2. So dan gee dit vir jou 2 en die plus bly 'n plus. So could you have it separately and rather say 3 over 6 plus 2 over 6 and then get the answer? Jy mag dit so doen. But your answer would still be 5 over 6. Not the same rules. Different tools for different jobs. Different rules for multiplication and division, different rules for plus and minus. Plus and minus, KGV. Plus and minus, LCM. Nou as ek weer terug daarby, look. It's a combination. You have to do division first. Division becomes multiplication, but first make it improper fractions. That's the golden rule. Always first make it improper fractions. There are alternatives, but that's the way to help yourself. Not to do 7 different things at 7 different times. So eers 2 maal 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11 op 4. Division, can I do this now? Divide by that becomes times by 4 over 3. There's nothing stopping me. This is not an improper fraction, so a mixed number, so I don't have to wait. Jy hoef nie nou te wag om te gaan verander nie. Jy kan dadelik die dele maal maak en dadelik gaan swap. En dan minus 2 maal 3 gee jou 6 plus 2 is 8. I3, or I can cancel out. No, you cannot because there's a minus. Jy mag nie hier uitkansel, well, jy kan in elk geval uitkansel, but just say you said, oh, but the 4 can go into the 8, you cannot, because there's a minus or a plus in between. No, you can do it there, but not across the minus or a plus. Hier kan jy sê die 4 gaan uitkanselleer, and you've got left 11 over 3. But this, minus 8 over 3, you could not do anything. En nou as ek aftrek, what's the rule for subtraction? Wat doen jy as jy aftrek? KGV. But it's already there. It's already LCM. The lowest common multiple is already 3. So al wat jy moet doen is om te sê 11 minus 8 op 3. You don't need this step. You could immediately say 11 minus 8 is 3 over 3, which gives me 1. Or you can write it together and say it's 3 over 3, which is 1. You can even say, well, if I know it's 3 over 3 and immediately write it's 1, it's fine. But rather show too many steps than too few steps. Good. Goed, al die goed wat jy reeds hierdie jaar geleer het, kom altyd net weer en weer en weer by. Everything you've already been taught gets added again or practiced again. You know about squares and cubes. Wat beteken dit as ek iets quadreer, jy maal hom met homself? What does it mean if I square something? You time it with itself. But now there's fractions, but it stays the same principle, you time it with itself. But if it says 2 squared and 5 squared, you must know that actually this means minus, then the 2 over 5 and the 2 over 5 timed together. Now you don't have to have that step, but you can have that step to show yourself. This thing is written twice, but the important thing here is that that minus stayed a minus. But isn't a minus to a power to a plus? Word 'n minus kwadraat ewe mag nie dan 'n plus nie? Nee, maar dit is nie die minus kwadraat nie. It's not the minus squared. The minus is outside the bracket. So it's actually this the bracket squared. En hierdie is mos wat ek en jy gedoen het. You know now how to time fractions. Maal bo, maal onder, time top, time bottom. But this minus is going to stay a minus. And 2 times 2 is 4. And 5 maal 5 is 5 and 20. Calculator. Put the minus. Put the bracket. Very important bracket. Blocky, blocky with 2 and 5. Go outside. Put the blocky. And then square. There's a square thing that looks like that. So when you've done this and you say square, it's going to put the square there. And your answer will be minus 4 over 25. Maar hier is nou dieselfde vraag. This is the same question. No, it's not. Dis nie dieselfde vraagie, want wat is hier anders? This means that you've got minus 2 over 5 times minus 2 over 5. The whole thing must be written twice. Die hele ding moet 2 keer uitgeskryf word. Wat beteken jy sit met 'n min maal 'n min, eerstens wat 'n plus is. Now you've got a minus times a minus, which is a plus. Then you've got top time, bottom time. Those are the rules for multiplication. Time the top, time the bottom. Can I cancel out? No, you can't. 2 and 5 can't cancel out with each other. You can't cancel out on one level. It has to be top and bottom that cancels out. As jy wil uitkanselleer, kan dit nie albei bo of albei onder wees nie. So dis 2 maal 2 is 4 en 5 maal 5 is 25. So there's a difference between these two answers. Check the calculator. Now where does the bracket go? First bracket, then the minus, then the blocky. Get outside there. Learn to know your calculator, know how to get this done. After you've written the 5, you've got to get out from under there, put the bracket again, put the square again, and you'll see the answer. So wat nou as ek die volgende vraag vir jou vra? Dan beteken dit mos nou ek moet nou 3 van hulle daar neer gaan sit. You've done squares and you've done cubes. Squares, now we're going to do cubes. Wat beteken cube? Wat beteken derde magte? Maal hom 3 keer met mekaar. So in other words, I've got to time this string with each other 3 times. Maar wat is jy geleer van 1 en 'n half? What do you do with 1 and a half? Make it an improper fraction. Maak hom 'n onegte breek deur te sê 1 maal 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Man, what is the minus? Daar's minus. These 3 all have to have a minus and a minus because it's the whole bracket 3 times. Maar die 1 en 'n half is 3 op 2, 3 op 2, 3 op 2. So first you change, it might be good for you to first change it like that. Om te kan sien, wat jy moet doen is om die 1 en 'n half te skryf as 3 op 2 en dan dit 3 keer uit te skryf. Now some of you are going to get very clever very quickly and going to be able to leave out some steps. Just be careful not to leave out too many steps. Dan gee dit vir my nou weer die geleentheid om te sê, what do I time first? This was like 2 months ago when we started doing this. As jy eers moet gaan maal, dan maal jy eers die tekens. En 'n min maal 'n min maal 'n min, 3 minuses gives me a minus. Remember, even minuses gives me a plus. Even minuses gives me a plus, 6 minuses gives me a plus, 10, 100, 1000. Ewe aantal minuses gee vir my 'n plus. Maar 'n onewe aantal, 3, 9, 27, 89, gaan alles vir my minusse gee. And then what do you time? You busy timing fractions. What's the rule? Time the top, time the bottom. Kan iets uitkanselleer? Nee, dit kan nie. You cannot cancel out across top and bottom. If you could, you would, but you can't. Because they're all the same. It's the same thing 3 times, so it shouldn't happen. If there was a 3 here and a 9 there, and another sum, you could cancel out. Not over the plus and minuses, this is multiplication. So it's not adding and subtracting, then you cannot cancel out. So there's rules and rules and rules. Now, the main thing about maths is, why do you practice? Because it can appear on 7 million ways. Jy moet oefen en oefen en oefen dat enigiets wat ek vir jou gee, jy kan doen. Maths is not just sit back and it will come to you. Maths is hard work. Practice, practice, practice. So stop saying that everything is so difficult and start sitting down on your bum and working harder. Everybody gets what they deserve. If you don't work, you're not going to get the marks. As jy nie werk nie, gaan jy nie die punte kry nie. Onthou mense, sit op jou boutjies en werk. Wiskunde lees jy op, you don't read maths, you do it. Okay? So, dan maal ek die boonste mekaar want dis die reël. Times the top. 3 maal 3 maal 3 is 9. Nee. 3 times 3 times 3 is not 9. It's 27. Because you know the cubes. Directly you should know that 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Want dis jou derde magte. You should know that. And you should know that a minus to an uneven exponent is a minus, which is the quick way of doing the sum without writing it out. I would prefer that, maar as jy wil, stappe inskryf, doen dit. Gouer metode is, jy sê mos 'n minus tot 'n onewe is 'n minus, 3 tot die derde mag is 27, 2 tot die derde mag is 8. Do you still know your cubes and your squares? Onthou jy moet weet, 2 tot die mag 1 tot die mag 2, 2 tot die mag 2, 3 tot die mag 2, 1 to the power 3, 2 to the power 3, 3 to the power 3. You must know those numbers. En dan gee jy 2 maal 2 maal 2 gee vir jou 8. Calculator, type that into your calculator. And the more I say it, I know that some of you are not doing it. If you don't take the calculator and learn to love it and know it and work with it correctly, you will not get the benefit. So dis hakkie, dan die minus, dan die blokkie, 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 hakkie weer 'n keer, kom uit daaronder, hakkie, en dan tot die mag 3. Dan sal hy vir die regte antwoord gee. So now just making it exciting. If I have to the power 3 there, can I do it shortcut like this? Ja, natuurlijk kan jy. Do I have to write 2 over 3, 2 over 3, 2 over 3? Jy kan, you don't have to. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, because you know your powers of 3. Jy ken mos jou magte van 3. 2 tot die mag 3, en 3 tot die mag 3 is 20, because you know it. And you could even get 2 marks for that. Multiply by, en dan ken jy nog jou kwadrate. Do you know that 1 square is 1 and 2 square is 4? Want jy ken mos jou eksponentwette. Exponent laws that says you time it in so it's a square, and you time it in so it's a square. Or even just immediately write the answer. En nou wat? LCD. Nee, dis nie plus en minus nie, not LCD, because it's not plus or minus. So, can I cancel out? Ja, jy kan uitkanselleer. Hoekom kan jy uitkanselleer? Why can you cancel out? Because it's not plus and minus. Is there something? Yes, 4 goes into 8, 2 times. And that's it. So the answer, maal bo, maal onder. 2 maal 1 is 2, en 27 maal 1 is 27. Check die calculator, maak seker jy kan hom doen. Hakkie, blokkie, blokkie, 2, 3. Kom maar uit, versy die hakkie tot die mag 3. There is a power 3 on your calculator, but there's also one that says, I think it's x to the, and it makes a little blocky like that. So you can go put there the blocky you want. So if you press this, I think it's a second function. So you've pressed 2/3. And then you go there and you press this, so it's waiting there for you to tell it. Power 3, power 6, power 53, if the sum said that later on in your life. Goed, en dan dieselfde hierso. Maal dan met hakkie. Weer breek 1, 2. Sy die hakkie tot die mag 2. But if you don't learn to love and appreciate and use your calculator, it will give you no benefits. Goed, so jy baie om te gaan oefen. So basically it's still multiplication of fractions. Just now, because it's squared, you write it out twice and still time the top and still time the bottom. So kwadraat en derde magte is eintlik nog maar steeds maal en deel van breuke, nou nie deel nie. Want jy skryf hom net 2 keer uit en dan maal jy nog steeds bo, maal nog steeds onder. So your homework for today is exercise 13.5. There are 8 sums. There's a catch again, because I never did anything with plus in these examples. There's going to be one with plus. What do you do if fractions are plus? K gee 4. As jy plus, K gee 4. If you add fractions, LCD. Sterkte julle.